God sent me here to rock you. He gave me a job to do. He told me, girl, you have to show them the way I do things here in heaven. God sent me here to rock you all.
God sent me here to rock you. Have I rocked you yet
Yes. You rocked my world.
in these 26 years?
Yes. Now, is it 26 or 27? Because I feel like I say 27 and you say 26 a lot. And then you correct me. And
2017 minus 1991.
we should have it corrected.
Moo?
26 years.
Vindicated.
27 in February?
Next February.
Next February.
Yeah.
And then how many years married? Because we were married, we met in February and we were
22.
married in February. So,
Moo?
so
2017
we married-
minus 1995.
we married February
Yeah,
95.
22 years married.
So, but next February is 23 married, right?
Good
say no.
job.
You said no. Yeah, next February is 23.
Yeah.
So we haven't had a podcast since February 95.
Feels like that. Huh, fans?
We, it's awkward because I feel like a little embarrassed that it's been so long.
It's not my fault.
It's not my fault. Hey, you have a little a mascara or a lash thing. I think you had an eyelash.
Do I now have a mustache?
No. Oh, you're still here.
I knew you were going to say that.
You knew I was gonna say
I was
that.
waiting for
It
it.
wasn't even funny. I'm stupid.
It's the same joke you do every time you blow out your birthday candles.
Is that right?
Every single year.
Every single year? Every
You
single year?
pretend like you're going to make a wish. You blow out your birthday candles. And oh, no, it's every year I blow out my candles. It's the same joke.
And what do I do?
I blow out my candles, and then you go, I'm still here.
But that's
So
a pretty
there's
fucking
that.
funny joke.
Yeah, every year.
That
It's
works.
hilarious every year.
I'm very proud of myself. I didn't even remember that I made the same joke, but I'm pretty proud of myself. We have so many things to talk about. I honestly don't even fucking know where to start. Our life since the last podcast, the amount of things that we've experienced and had done, I had my ass injections done, and so so I could do the Kardashian look.
He just didn't like Kim K getting all the attention.
So I had a butt injection done to get some real booty. No, but the amount of things that you and I have done. So first of all, I mean, where do we even start? One area to start in. What are you laughing at? What's happening?
I'm just having fun sitting here. I can see out the window. I see our neighbors. I see the cars going by. I'm just enjoying the whole,
You're liking it?
what's the word?
A vignette? No, expanse.
vista?
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 We have a neighbor.
No, there's another word. Panorama.
We have a neighbor
Thanks,
that
Tobin.
has chickens.
We got to give Tovin a mic. We do have a neighbor that has chickens, but first I just want to say
Yes.
there is a podcast I would like to do.
Yes,
I would like to evolve our podcast because this isn't even a podcast. This is a filmed show.
it's a vodcast.
But also, I think it would be really fun to have our friends come
Yeah,
so that we can have laughter and they can chime in.
yeah, I agree.
Right?
Peanut
we need a
gallery, you
peanut
said.
gallery.
Yeah. So
We got to give you a mic because they can't hear what you're saying.
we have these neighbors
That's
that have
Tobin over
these
there.
chickens, and I can't. They do their chicken sound, right? Like,
Yeah.
and I can't. It's like Tourette's. I can't not make the chicken sound when I hear it.
Yeah, but it's when you go out to your car.
But then I do it all.
But he's going out to his car by himself.
and I go like I can't
And
not do it.
I really try not to be a what will the neighbors think, but for some reason in this neighborhood, I'm really a what will the neighbors think girl
Yeah.
because it's really echoey. Like,
Yeah, it's very echoey.
I'll pull up. The gate isn't even open yet. I'm sitting and I hear you and the boys in the backyard.
Jenna,
like,
you've
that's
told
how
me,
echoey it
You've
is.
told me to shut up.
Well, that's
5
a whole other
times.
thing.
No,
That's a podcast in and amongst itself.
Well, we're here.
Is your volume.
I don't speak loudly. You're just finally getting your hearing back. That's what's happening. You're getting your hearing back. It's an amazing thing. The wax or whatever was going on with your ears for a few years has cleared up, and you're starting to hear again. And now you think I'm louder, and I'm as loud as I am.
You're older and you're louder. And please, honey,
I'm older.
Tell me about your great-grandfather, Hyman Bernstein. Please, let's talk about Hyman Bernstein. Tell me. Tell me about how he spoke as he aged.
Hyman Bernstein, who I only knew for the first 10 years or 11 years of my life, was a Jew from New York. I mean, his name was Hyman. And I think maybe that over the course of 100 years, all the Hymans became Hermans. But back in the old country, it was Hyman. And I don't know how that I don't know how that translated.
Now, you as a child didn't have a hearing problem.
Well,
So was it just you had...
he talked loud and very Jewy. Bodhi, what are you doing? And he talked loud. But he was also like he was in his late 90s when I was 10. This is my great grandfather.
So?
He was an old Jew.
We were in the bathroom yesterday.
I'm not 98. I'm not 96.
It doesn't matter. You're headed in that direction.
Well, shit, I better monitor it if I'm
But don't
there
you
in my
remember
40s.
we were in the bathroom?
You just accuse me of screaming all the time these days.
Not screaming, just talking too loud. Like you were like this. So I told him, because it's like it doesn't even matter which way we go or when we leave. I was like, oh my God, I am right here. I'm right here. And you were talking that loud, and we were in a bathroom 2 feet apart from each other. And then the sound, you were looking in the mirror, and the sound was like blaring off the mirror back at me.
Jenna.
No, really.
It's just,
I don't
know.
understand why you can't come around and just be like, I know, I'm a loud talker. Like, just
Well,
come
I am
to
a
it.
loud-
Why are you in such denial
I
about
am a
being
loud talker.
talker?
It's just why in the last 3 days have you decided to tell me to
You've
not be
just
so
gotten
loud?
really loud
It's
the last
gotten-
month. I think with all the producing, we're working on putting together
all the
these
things I'm
projects.
doing?
Yeah, you're very impassioned. You have extra energy
Oh my
happening in your
God.
life, and it's like it's cranked up a notch
You-
because you're out there producing and living and like doing things, and you're a little bit like operating right here, right now. Like
You had an agent for a while who his name was Michael, and I actually loved
he's
Michael.
awesome.
And
He's great. He's still.
We were in a car one day driving somewhere, and he said, and he had a call, and he says, like, he went to me, he went, I'm about to do loud agent voice, so excuse me for a second. Hi, hello, what? That's not the deal. Like, he actually said he has to do his loud agent
Right,
voice.
but see, he knows it, and he cops to it. Like you almost ran our child over.
No.
No, we haven't talked about it.
Honey,
This is the first time
honey,
we're talking about
you
it.
can't run over a child if he's in the car.
Well, that's where you're mistaken, because he wasn't actually in the car yet.
He was very close to getting in the car.
So
when I pulled
Bodhi's
out.
on a business call through Bluetooth, screaming, because he thinks that he needs to yell as if the person's across the street.
Because the Bluetooth of the car doesn't connect unless you get really loud. Really
False
loud.
information.
You have to be really loud
False.
for the Bluetooth to perceive the vocal patterns.
You're going to blow out the Bluetooth perception of your voice. So anyhow, so Bodhi comes to pick me up somewhere, me and the boys. So he's on a business call. He pulls up. Me and the boys are getting in the car. The youngest is already in. The oldest is going around, has 1 foot in the car and half a butt cheek. I'm about to shut my door, and you start pulling away with our... Story had 1 foot on the asphalt outside. And I go, honey. And you look at me like I'm interrupting your business call.
Mental note. Go ahead. This is a very important point. I have here on this honey. It's the part of honey I want to contend, Your Honor. Let's continue.
And then you snarl at me as if I'm interrupting your very important business call.
On that point is where the snarl. We're going to come back to that.
Okay, well, and you see, like, you were not rolling. You were accelerating. And I went,
I was
honey. And no, you weren't.
I was going forward?
Yes.
Okay.
And Story then reached to get the door and still had half a foot out, and you start pulling away again. And I'm like, honey! And then you look at me like I'm in the wrong and I'm doing something horrible. And you're like...
Okay.
And you're like pulling away, and Story's just like not even know. And then you never even, then the entire drive was spent with you screaming at the Bluetooth of business on this business deal we're doing, and like all the scenarios. And all right, well, if we do that, Troy, I don't even want to yell in the mic, but you're like screaming the whole way. And I can't, it's hurting my ears so bad because it's reverbing off the glass of the car. And I like,
oh my God.
and I don't want to sit there
My
getting
mouth is-
dramatic. But I'm like dying to open the windows to just let some of the sound escape. But if I open the windows, then it creates all this dissonance for the person you're on the phone with, and they can't hear you well. And it was a torturous 30-minute drive.
Wow, that must have been just fucking hell.
It was.
Just fucking hell for you.
And I'd love to know your viewpoint, which you're not going to take any responsibility for. You're not going to cop to any of it, and you're only going to justify. But I'd love to hear it.
Okay,
Go.
no, okay. So wait a second. So the way you present that story is very damning to me. I just want to say, like, it's very damning. I don't think there's anyone out there.
It's damning to yourself.
I don't think
like,
there's
not
anyone
from
out
me.
there that's going to be taking my side.
I'm merely reporting the facts.
Okay. Now, I want to.
I'm a fair and balanced wife.
Interesting how facts, when told from two sides, have a different point of view. Okay. So it is true that I was on a loud phone call. That is true. As I pulled
You
up.
were loud on the phone call. You were not on a loud phone call,
Okay.
like a generality of
Okay,
some
these are
random call
semantics.
that was
These
somehow
are semantics.
loud
You're saying
randomly.
the definition.
There's
I
two
was
people
being
on the
loud.
call.
I was being loud
Thank
on
you.
a phone call.
Yes.
True. It is true that you guys got in the car, and because I was engaged in the phone call, I didn't see. I heard Story get in. I thought I did. I saw Easton get in. Then I thought Story was in, and then I started to pull away before he was fully in. True. Bad dadding. True. Now here's the point that's really important, Your Honor, the jury. This is a very important part. She was right to immediately have a very scared, frantic mom moment. Honey, stop! He's not in the car. I'm not going to do it. She did it more frantic, but it's warranted, right? You're pulling away. Your kid's not fully in the car.
Well, yeah, because I see a husband who's just distracted, completely interiorized into the concepts of his phone call, screaming at Bluetooth.
Now, for just so everyone knows, it wasn't on a freeway. It was in a enclosed parking structure.
You were not picking
with
us
a-
up on the freeway.
with-
I
with a-
said you were
with a-
picking us up.
with the
no,
gate.
we're not on a
There
freeway.
was an underground garage with a gate, so I couldn't do
That's
that
not
much.
where we were. You don't even know where we were.
Oh, we were on the
not
upstart?
underground.
We were on the upstart?
Out, yes.
Okay,
we
we were
were
in
out
ups-
front.
we were on
of
the parking lot.
The building.
Oh, right. We were on the cobble. That's right. Okay, it was a cobblestone driveway.
Losing credibility.
It was a
with
cobblestone driveway. I
every
remember it like it
breath.
was yesterday. It's very clear in my mind now. It's very clear in my mind.
You see how present he was?
It was a cobblestone driveway. Okay, there's so much to this story, you guys, it's so damning to me, but what you don't know are so many things that I'm going to try to... I really want the jury to understand so many more points here. It's so important. Okay. So
you know what's fun is I just have to sit here. I don't even have to do anything.
Just listen to me, sweetheart. No, I want you to have your mic. So hold your mic. It makes me nervous. So you got scared. I understand. But here's the part.
Scared and annoyed.
Yeah, scared and annoyed. Understandable. Here's the part that you don't communicate is after I stopped the car, because she immediately made it very clear, he's not in the car. I immediately braked. Okay. She then did, it's hard to get the exact time, 2 to 3 seconds of panic trail after face.
No, it was
Listen
because
to
you
me.
pulled away again.
Listen to
you
me.
had 2 incidents.
No, listen. The car had stopped, and you would.
I didn't keep going after you
did this.
stopped.
You went like, still the car. You're gonna run off.
No,
Like,
you went again, and
No,
he
I
still
didn't.
wasn't in the car. Yes, it was 2 moments.
It's not true.
How
I only
would
did
you
one.
know? You were screaming at your Bluetooth.
Because when you said my son's not in the car, I stopped the
Honey,
car.
it was twice.
I didn't stop and then keep going. Why would I do that? He's not in the car yet.
Exactly, which was why I screamed at you a
right.
second time because you were completely not in the building.
Furthermore,
as it were.
Furthermore,
You
and
pulled
this-
away twice before your kid was in the car. That's why I went a second time like, what the fuck is your problem?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't remember that part. But,
Right.
But furthermore,
I'm not making it up. It doesn't
you
serve me to
we
invent.
had a Dodger game that we were going to.
Yes,
you
you were
have-
screaming business the whole way to the Dodger game. And by the way,
I'm gonna.
no, I know, but I just want to say, I'm going to let you talk.
All right.
But I just want to inject a little table of contents item
Okay. Scroll down. Click.
that you going to live baseball games is a story in a universe unto itself.
Oh.
So wherever we're going right now with this,
Gotta go to that one too.
I just want to put a tab,
Dodger.
a red sticky tab,
Jenna Dodger game.
on
Got it.
your persona
Got it. Okay. we
while
got
going
so
to a
much
game.
to talk about.
Go.
So here's the thing. So Jenna knew the entire day that she was supposed to be ready to leave at a Dodger game by a certain time. I don't care how much forewarning you give Jenna. It could be a month, a year, a decade, an epoch of age, an epoch. It could be a Jurassic period of time that you forewarn Jenna when you have to leave. She will not be ready, and she'll be slightly stubborn about moving when she knows she's supposed to be there. Are
Now,
you
was that a
coming
little
in?
loud or was that me?
I was a little loud.
Okay.
I get strident. I was a bit strident. Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
This is my point.
So you were running late to a Dodger game We were gonna see a Dodger game
For a 3-hour Dodger game.
You don't want to miss the opening pitch. It takes 20 minutes it takes 30 minutes to get there, 20 minutes once you've parked just to get in the seats. We were already going to be 30 to 40 minutes late to this game. So I was in a hurry. Now, it just doesn't it's those little things in marriage.
Please
it
go.
doesn't translate well.
Finish your story. Continue.
That when you're saying that I gave her so much warning what time to be ready, and she still didn't make her day go right so we could leave at a proper time. So I was slightly in a hurry when I pulled up to the driveway to pick her up. Okay.
Even when we are an hour and a half early on our way to a Dodger game, you still act as if you're going to miss the whole game.
I get a little excited when we go to Dodger games, and I walk a little fast. Okay, I get a little excited. Now, here's the thing that even your son called
There's
you
more
on.
on that, but go ahead.
Even your son called you on this.
That was good. That was a good moment.
He said, so when I'm in a hurry, especially when I'm walking to Dodger games, Jenna will walk slow. And she'll do it in the most passive-aggressive way you could possibly imagine, where it's barely noticeable that she's slowed her pace down because she becomes really interested in things. And so I was...
It's my defiance about your neuroses at Dodger games.
We were having a talk about it, and the kids were listening
in the
to
car
us in the
after
car.
he was done screaming at his Bluetooth phone call.
So we were laughing about how I get into a hurry at Dodger games, and Jenna and I was saying, it's because you get so slow, Jenna. And Jenna's like, I don't get slow. And Easton, our youngest, said, yes, you do, Mama. You do a thing where when Dad is trying to hurry, you become very interested in things.
And he mocked me in the
did a
back seat.
version of
He's
her.
7 years old. He goes, you do this.
And he nailed it. He nailed exactly the look Jenna does when I'm
Like
in a hurry.
my mouth slightly agape.
He did the mouth slightly
Kind
agape.
of like
Looking around.
interested as I stroll around.
Oh, you're in a hurry? Oh, but I'm really interested in that Dodger dog vendor right there. Oh, is that a guy in a black and
Like
white
I get
dog?
like super philosophically observant as we walk.
And our
Apparently
7-year-old
my-
nailed Jenna. And we
We all almost peed ourselves in the car.
Yes, I love it because it was a vindication for me of that. It's the little things that she can do because she's so much brighter and smarter than me that it makes my crazy moments of like trying to almost running over my son or screaming at the top of my lungs on a normal phone call, which are, definitely neuroses or excitement or eccentricities, or it's the nuances of my aesthetics, those things. But no one gets the little nuances of that. I told Jenna days before what time I wanted her ready so we can make it to the Dodger game, and then how slow she walks, knowing once I was going to get there, how slow she was going to walk to the seats.
So
I had to
how many years have you been going to Dodger games?
Since I was about 6 or 7 years old.
Okay. So you're really familiar with the routes into the parking lot and all the different parking lots and sort of where they are in relation to third base, second base, first. But
For the most part, sure. I'm not
yeah,
sure
and
this
you
is
know all
going,
the
but I'm
different
interested.
entrances. You know
sure.
that way goes bad, and once you turn here, you can't get back out there. You know all those things.
Are you going to do the drive home part now?
No.
Are we doing that?
No, I'm not even at that point yet.
Okay, got it. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty familiar with Dodger Stadium. Yeah.
So as we're pulling into Elysian Parkway or whatever that one is that goes through the park where we always go,
Yeah.
our
okay.
usual route
Yep.
off Riverside Drive,
Yeah.
he has to ask every single attendant, is this the way to prepaid parking? Sir, prepaid parking. Thank you very much. Okay, lot G, general. Okay, sir. And as we're driving, because we're a little slow because there's always traffic, every single person with a blue vest with the giant G general parking right in front of us, he still has to ask. Look at Moo's putting his hand over his face right now because you know what I'm talking about, Moo. He has to check and recheck and confirm, and then if I start to go, yeah, honey, it's right there. He's like, just.
I don't. You raise your hand like I'm like gonna cuff you. That's not. I'm like you better. It's not that. I'm just telling you to let me do it.
Yeah, but why is it necessary? What is the very high level of neurotic stress?
Is there any?
What is it? Is it? Do you go back to being an 8-year-old where did something occur when you were at a game?
Wife out there that has experience with their significant other, if they're a guy, going to sporting events that we just get excited and like to get there early? I know I'm not the only one.
But there's.
I
You
know
can
I'm
get
not
there. No, look.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, gee, what's that? She's pontificating.
You
is
can
she in frame?
walk
Is she in
and
frame?
get there.
Oh, you're doing the walking?
Or you could, sir, like you could get there calmly and chill.
I think you should sit down. I think if you want to be in the frame, you should sit down. Why do you have to stand for that demonstration?
Because I feel very passionately about
Okay. All right. So how about them Dodgers, huh? Aren't they just doing amazing?
Dodgers are killing it. I wish you were killing it. The Dodgers.
What? And you even, not only was it mean, you even got a kick out of it.
No, I meant like at the Dodger games. Like I
Oh.
wish you were killing it, like with like arriving at a Dodgers game the way the Dodgers are killing it.
I get excited. We've become baseball parents.
Yeah.
We got our kids in baseball,
full
Little League, and
on.
we've gone full on. It's full on baseball life. Our kids are in going to games, and they're in their uniforms, and it's a big thing, and we love it. And my wife doesn't have a full grasp of cups and what cups do, so
Well, I know what they do.
she understands what they do, but she doesn't. She gets on my little one's case for doing cup adjustments, and she doesn't understand how uncomfortable they are.
Well, it's not a cup adjustment. It's perpetual.
Cup adjustments.
Perpetual.
Yeah,
That's all he does.
it is true that when
His
he
hand
puts on,
isn't ever not on his cup.
It is true.
Moving it around and somehow fixing it. So
He-
then I'm like, well, we must. And then I look around at all the other kids. Are they perpetually adjusting their junk through their cup?
They're not.
No.
My son definitely has a cup thing going on. And he even caught a pop fly in the middle of a game with one hand and adjusted the cup with the other. So he adjusted the cup with one hand while he was catching the pop fly. Yeah,
So then we went
I think it's
to the sporting
ill-fitting.
goods store and we got him another cup.
got him a
Didn't
smaller
change
cup.
anything. It's not like, his business he has normal business. It's not like there's something wung with his business down
Business
there.
is normal.
Business is normal. But why is maybe he's just super sensitive. Maybe he's like
I think it-
tactilely
I-
overstimulated or something. I don't know.
Oh my God, honey. I think that he is not used to the cup, and that he's new to baseball, and the kids he's playing with have literally played for 4 or 5 years.
Oh, so they've just grown accustomed to
They've grown accustomed to how uncomfortable cups are. Cups are very uncomfortable.
I can understand that.
Yeah, so I think he's just new to it, and he wants to.
Well, he's in that stage where he walks around all the time touching it anyway. I think he learned that from you because I've never seen anyone have to pinch and adjust and pull more than you. What's the deal with that? And then you say it gets hot and sticky, but it's winter.
Well, don't say that. I can't believe you just said that. I can't believe you just said that. That's very I don't recall ever using those words for it. Hot and sticky. I don't recall that. Maybe uncomfortable with the words I may have used. I don't know. Maybe is it that I don't wear tighty whities? I wear boxer briefs, and so they don't hold everything all up.
Or they just
much?
start getting real hangy as you get older.
So that. Oh.
I remember
wow.
growing up.
So they're not as tucked as you remember them back from the day. Have you noticed a difference? Can you see a visible like length?
Maybe a centimeter.
You're being very gracious. You're being very gracious. You're being very gracious. That's only a centimeter. That doesn't do
No,
much.
that's like a half inch.
That's a centimeter.
No, a little less.
So you're saying that there's
No, like a centimeter.
that, like there's
no.
just that much of a droop in the last 27 years
Yeah.
for the whole package. Just that much.
Oh, I don't want to over exaggerate on that point. I'd rather underestimated on that
Okay,
one.
got it.
Just per a golden rule, because I wouldn't want you to start overestimating on my body parts on how things have changed. I wouldn't want
You
you to
look
like
hot.
overshoot that mark.
You look amazing. I think as you get much, much older, the man's balls get actually higher. Like it goes
No,
through a
that's not
drooping
true.
stage,
No.
and then they get higher.
No, I
Yeah,
can-
and I think the ears
No.
get smaller and the nose gets smaller.
Oh, you're being sarcastic.
No, my balls are going to get lower, and my ears are going to get bigger, and my nose is going to get bigger. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to look like one of the 7 dwarfs with long balls. I'm going to look like one of the 7 dwarfs with long balls. Welcome to the marriage. You can get out now while the going's good.
Okay.
So we've become a baseball family, and Jenna's being really. Here's the one thing that I'm really, really digging about life right now. Jenna's become a massive Dodger fan, and
I always was a Dodger fan.
But you like
I'm super. I understand what I'm looking
Yeah,
at more now.
you're
So now I'm
genuinely
super into it, and I'm
interested in the
really,
games.
really into it. Like I don't like missing a single game.
right, and you ask great questions about what's happening, and
I never realized it was such a strategic sport.
Yeah,
I thought
baseball's
you
a-
just like get up there and try to hit a ball. Like, I honestly had no idea that it was so strategic.
Of all the sports, I would say it's the most thinking man's sport. It's a scientific sport.
Yeah, which is probably why Story likes it so much because he's a very thinking
He's a-
person.
Yeah, well said. Yeah, because you
Well
have to
said.
know.
Because he's a very thinking person. It was like bad grammar
but
and
you're right.
inarticulate, and you're like, well said.
No, because he's a thinker. He's a guy that taught himself chess very early.
Yeah.
He's good at figuring things out, science stuff. So baseball appealed to him because there's so much to understand about the game and the nuances of it. It's got so much more to it. But I love that you ask questions because you'll ask a question about why something happens, and I'll give a long, obnoxious answer, and you actually stay interested in it. You don't do like the eyes glazed over. You actually are like, oh, okay. So if there's a runner there, and I love that.
Yeah. Well, because you do give nice long
Mm-hmm.
answers to things that require a short answer sometimes. And I glaze over. Often I'll be like, what? Why did he hit that? Well, in 1962, see, Babe Ruth established this phenomenon.
Babe Ruth, 1962. Oh, silly lady. Babe Ruth, 1962. Babe Ruth passed away in the 40s.
Yeah, you get my
Did
point.
he pass away in the 40s? Something like that. But he played
Anyway.
in the 20s.
But yeah, no, you are the guy for answers.
Yeah. But I like that you get interested in baseball.
Yeah.
And I like your take. What I like doing is watching a baseball game with you because your take is the feminine take on why things are happening. So like
Right. I have like the motherly girl take on things.
Yeah. So we're watching a game, and one of the pitchers throws too close to the head of the batter, and they get into words with each other.
Which I couldn't believe is a
And
thing.
so
I was
she's
like,
outraged.
are you kidding me? That could end a guy's career.
So she's got her hands on her hips.
Yeah.
She's like, why do they let that
I'm like,
happen?
why? That wasn't in an accident.
aren't they
Bodhi's like, no, if they get pissed about something, they'll do that sometime. I'm like, well, the batter, he's saying that's not okay, right?
So she says to me, she's saying what the batter's saying, and she gives like her mom, Jenna, sweetheart viewpoint of what the batter's saying. Is like, hey, pitcher, that's really not okay. And I said, I don't think that's what the batter's saying, but I like that's how your approach on it is like, hey there, pitcher, don't you realize that I could be injured on this game and I have kids? Why are you doing such ridiculous things?
Yeah. And then when like recently Puig hit that home run, and they like put him up to bat after the other guy.
Oh, they intentionally
purposely
walked Jock Peterson.
Yeah. Because Puig was coming up next, which was so insulting to Puig. And then Puig hit a home run.
And then he admired his work.
And then he just stood there admiring it, rubbing it in the guy's face. And so then when he was passing first base, they had words to him while he was jogging, and he kind of like held up and like turned for a second. And then it got into like this whole thing. And so I was learning about, because I was like, well, I would be admiring my work too if I hit a home run after
your
this
approach.
sort of injustice and insult
Right.
to myself as a batter. I would stand there and be like, fuck yeah, I just did that, motherfuckers.
Right. Oh, and
Poof. Now I'm gonna run around the bases. And then it got into a whole thing, and then you went to the bathroom, and I was giving you the update on what happened, and I was like, Puig and the two guys, they talked it out and they handled it.
I think that's what happened. She translated the story back to me, which I later had to go to Sports Center to get the highlight of what occurred. And I was like, "Where's the part where they're talking about it, fixing it?" And I was like, "I don't see the part where they like had tea and they worked their thing out. It's not on Sports Center. I thought that would have been on Sports Center." But no, you're not all woman. You got into it with one of the coaches on the opposing team
At Little League.
At the Little League game on our 9-year-old's opposing team. There was a dick dad, a coach dick dad, like a full-on coach dick asshole dad, and Jenna fucking got into it. Jenna went to the fence.
I went over
'cause
to
they have
the
keep
other
the parents
side.
behind. She's not allowed on the field. I'm an assistant coach, so I'm on the field. She was actually behind home plate, and she had words with the guy and what did you do? You went over and
Well, I was like, but I'm going to set a good example. Because I'm going to ask him to set a good example. So I have to set a good example while asking him to do so.
Right. So what'd you do?
So I went over there and went,
This is the middle of the game, by the way.
yeah, middle of
This
the
is
game.
the middle of the game, and this
Well,
is
here,
ask-
tell them what he was doing first, so they know it's not just we
it's
think
too
he's
much
a
of
jerk.
of a nuance. He was pacing too much.
On the third baseline, getting into our pitcher's eye line
Eye
on
line.
purpose, knowing he's not supposed
His
to do
team
that.
was batting-
These kids are 9 and 10 years old. Give me a fucking break.
Yeah. So his team is batting. He's a coach. He's the coach of the team, and he was being a third base coach, and he's pacing really far forward while his batters are batting, which goes in our pitcher's eye line. So our pitcher thinks it like there's a runner running home. It's nuances. For people that aren't baseball fans,
It's
not gonna
mind
even-
fucking.
It's
9
mind fuck.
and 10-year-old boys during a game instead of learning about the game.
Yeah.
So I went over to his side by the dugout and called him over. And I said, oh, no, there's more to that. Because when our coach asked him to stop,
Yeah.
he was a jerk.
Yeah. He said,
Our coach
Tell
is
the ump.
super sweet. Well, there's nothing wrong with saying tell the ump.
Right.
But he was a dick about it.
yeah. Our coach is awesome. Is such a
He's
gentleman.
he's a total gentleman and asked nicely, hey, can you not do that? And he was like, yeah, talk to the ump. And he was like a jerk about it.
Yeah.
He just was not a gentleman.
He didn't count on Jenna.
Yeah. So I was all like walking on over there, my arms swinging.
Not embarrassing for a 9-year-old adult. No, I actually didn't even know about it. So it was
No,
okay.
I was super under the radar.
Yeah.
And I did it with a smile.
What'd you say?
I said, hey, would it be okay with you to please be a good, show good sportsmanship in how you're coaching the game? Because it's important that we teach our kids how to play good baseball, but it's also important that we set a good example and teach them sportsmanship. And I think that you were kind of rude on the third baseline and how you handled our coach when he asked you to please stay where you're supposed to stay. And he was like, what? I said, can you please set a good example with your sportsmanship and not be a jerk? Can you please do that? And you're not supposed to do that. And then you were a jerk to our coach. Like, let's set a good example to our kids of sportsmanship as well as how to play baseball. Long pause, trying not to punch me through the fence. I respect where you are coming from. That's all he could spit out.
That's all I could say.
Then he came over to our coach and said, Jenna Elfman just asked me to be kind.
You jerk.
And then he continued to be a jerk.
A jerk.
And he did not change his behavior. And we did have to tell the ump.
And the ump did have to correct him because it's against the rules to go out of the baseman's box.
Yeah. And I would have gone up to him 4 more times if I had to.
Yeah.
That's the kind of woman I am.
But that's an interesting thing.
I don't have fear in
you
that
don't.
way at all.
You've almost gotten me killed because of not having fear. Like
Yeah.
there's been times when we've been driving together when someone else was driving like an asshole and then you screamed through me to them.
Because I was driving.
No.
And you were
when
in the
no, when
passenger
you're in
seat
the
and I
passenger-
screamed over you.
There's that time too. Well,
There's
we have
both times.
We have both times where she's almost got me killed twice. Once where I was driving, once when she was driving.
Because
where
I'm
she,
certain I can take them on myself.
she gets into it with guys
I
and
don't-
almost
yeah.
gets me killed.
Yeah, there's that drunk man on the airplane that one time too that I almost got into it with as we landed.
Oh my god.
Because
I
he was
can't
being
even
a
times how
total
many-
jerk.
How many times I've almost been killed
I
because
got
you've
up
got into
like
it.
chest in his face. I was like, right now.
And
And my friend was like,
yeah.
no. And
Yeah.
then we got off the plane and he like veered away from
Yeah.
me because I scared him.
Yeah, you scare me too. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
So today was
Is
a
that
good,
bad? I mean,
No.
should I have a man? I think it's good. Men are a little scared of women.
Yeah, and we are. We are. Moo is scared. I know Tovin's a little bit. He keeps.
No,
his-
he has a really sweet girlfriend.
Well, Moo
She's
d-
like an
Moo
anomaly.
has a
She's
very
like
sweet
the
girlfriend
nicest
too.
one.
But Moo's girlfriend is a bit spicy.
Yeah,
That is true. Moo's
we're-
girlfriend is a bit spicy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a bit spicy. And Stephanie's really very like the sweetest of all kinds sweetness. So, but that will change over the course of the marriage, and she'll get spicy too. Okay, good. Okay,
She's
good.
spicy.
She's
he
spicy
says.
too. Okay.
She's spicy.
So-
I think I'm like Queen Feistiness. I
No,
should
yeah.
just have a T-shirt that says feisty. Like I'm
Oh
feisty.
my God, you are feisty. I like feisty though. Feisty is good. You're a nightshade. Okay, so we're gonna end off now, and then I don't know when we're gonna do another podcast. Maybe next week. But kicking and screaming
Just
is
be
still around.
grateful you got this one out of us.
It's been a little hard. Jenna was traveling, and I've been busy on loud phone calls running over my son.
We'll get more done, though, because it's so fun and we love doing it so much.
We do love this. And it's actually, I want to say, make sure to go to iTunes and subscribe to
You
the
have a microphone?
Kicking and
Don't need to
Screaming.
yell.
Make sure to go to iTunes and subscribe to the Kicking and Screaming podcast. It's free, and it helps for us to have subscriptions. I realize that we
Yeah.
never say stuff like that, and then any other thing I watch, they always do those little blurbs, and they plug it and they do like point at the
point
screen
on their YouTube
We never
thing.
do that
We don't
shit.
do YouTube.
We never
we're
tell
on-
anybody.
Yeah. Go to iTunes and subscribe.
Okay, yeah.
And write a great review if you'd like.
Write a great review.
That's okay, too.
And send checks.
And follow us
payable.
on Instagram and Twitter at Kicking Elfman.
Yeah.
That's fun, too.
You know what we're going to do? We're going to shoot a Kicking and Screaming short. Like a little, you guys will see some fun stuff.
scripted
A
comedy
scripted comedy
short.
short. We're going to shoot
Inspired by our podcast.
incidences of Jenna's experiences. All right, bye.
He told me, girl, just stay a little while and show them all my style. Hot like the chopping, 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 hot like the chopping. God sent me here to rock you. He gave me a job to do. He sent me down because he knew it's something new.